Hey YouTube, Danae here. As I've mentioned before on this channel, I do work two jobs. They're both in retail, so I see a lot of the same things a lot of the time. And one of the common sites that I have to deal with when customers come into either of the stores I work at is that of the misbehaving child, which is ever so much fun. Yeah, I personally don't have much patience for kids who are misbehaving. I know that I'm strict with kids. I'm sometimes stricter than I should be, and I know that that's not a good thing, but at the same time, come on, people, seriously, come on. It's not that hard to teach your kids to say please and thank you instead of, I want this, buy it for me. In the interest of this idea of raising children to be somewhat more civil adults, I thought I would share one of the rules that I grew up with. And when I say I grew up with it, I mean this rule was in place from the time I was like 2 and able to really understand my parents, to actually to this day, to the point that if I were to ever move back into my mom's house for any bizarre reason, I would fully expect to be back under her rules because I'm under her roof. These rules, a lot of them were grounded in logic, of course, because I'm pretty sure that I am part Vulcan. My family did that for me and did a very good job of it. So yeah, one of the rules I had that I feel that more kids should have these days was that I was always allowed to ask why. If my mom asked me to, say, leave the room for a minute because she needed to, like, I don't know, bring some surprise through to hide it from me, of course, in that case, I wouldn't be given an answer. It would be a, well, trust me, you'll understand later, or it would be, actually, I'm lying. My mother would never have used that logic with me, I don't think. But it would be just, trust me, I just need you to step outside for a second and then you can come right back in. And I would say, okay, and I would go do it, and then I would come back in and everything would be good. The reason for this rule that my mom had, that I was always allowed to ask why, it wasn't intended to encourage any rebellion on my part. It wasn't at all for that. It was actually a rule for them, for my mom and dad. The idea behind this rule, the reason it makes sense to me, was simply that because isn't a reason. My mother has never accepted it as a reason. I've never really accepted it as a reason because, of course, I grew up with this rule. And if the only reason you can give is because, or because I said so, that might be a sign that you need to re-examine some of your own motivations. And that was why this rule was in place. It was so that my mom and dad could make sure that whatever it is they were asking me to do, they were actually asking it for me. To like, help make me better, to help improve me, instead of just, you are the child, I am the adult, you will do what I say because you are the child. So yeah, that was one of the rules that I had growing up, and yeah, let me know what you think of it, what you thought about it, if you think it's a good rule to use, any rules that you had when you were growing up, any that you plan to have for your own kids. I hope everyone has an awesome day. Bye.